to
I
another
always sound
episode.
so weird. Oh man, you would think that we are like I don't even know more than a year into this, and I'm still like awkward. But hey, that just is what it is.
Maybe the awkwardness is our fluency. Okay, maybe not, but I, I'm just gonna call it our thing.
Okay, well that works for me. And I'm also, I mean, we've talked about this before we started, but like, I am just so fucking exhausted today. So I'm also just like not there completely. So that does not help the situation either.
That might make it a little more interesting of an episode, so I'm interested in seeing how that's going to go.
That it will, because I always tend to get a little loopy when I'm tired. So
Mm, some of the
who
greatest
knows?
laughs too.
Hmm.
But I know you're tired, potentially in the. So I want you to tell me, since I've had to wait until we record an episode,
Oh,
about your New Year's word of the year.
so you know that we have been talking about this since last year. My word of 2022 was to become more personable. We've
Hmm.
been giving you guys updates as we've been kind of like going along through the year and stuff. And I was telling Amanda earlier that I have some updates for her. That I think that maybe she'll be a little, proud of me or whatever. So I do
Hope
have some
so.
more updates. And I have two of them. I'm remembering one of them at the moment, but I'm sure the other one will come. um, but so you guys know in our last episode we had talked about how I just got back from vacation and things like that. And I decided to share with you that literally the day that I came back from vacation and I went to work, I was bombarded and asked to assist with our holiday party. Um,
Bombarded.
so stop picking on my damn keywords. So if you guys remember or listened to, I don't even know how many episodes ago, I was not in charge of, but I helped plan a party that we were having at work that has since passed, and now, which they waited too long to like announce it, so it doesn't give us a lot of time. Um, but we're also going to be having a holiday party, and the people that I was working with before asked me if I wanted to help out with this one, so I did say yes, as much as I
Ooh,
kind of
another
like
committee.
yes. I mean, I don't really want to necessarily. Um, so I guess that hasn't really changed.
Oh gosh.
Um, but nonetheless, I am gonna do it again. So maybe this will like become my thing. Whereas I like expand and talk to more people and new people that I haven't necessarily related to before. So it'll be interesting. That's for sure.
Wow. So you've really taken your word of the year and pushed it up.
I've been
You know,
trying.
you're really jumping in as much as you vocally let us know that it's not really what you want to do, but you keep doing it. And it seems like from your previous experience of um, being on the committee for your job, that it was a good turnout and you had a good time. So,
Yeah, definitely.
I am interested to see how this one goes, and I'm hoping that it follows in suit, if not even better than the first time,
Yeah.
because why not? You know, I know for those of you who have been listening know it's a big thing for you to be doing this because
Hmm.
you're just so not jump in there and let me join the team. So
Not at
wow.
all. And it's funny because there's been a few people at work that keep like saying to me like, when I heard that like you were doing this, like I was surprised.
They're like,
And
who
it's
is this lady?
right. I stay in my own lane. I stay in like my own corner. Like I don't really talk to people. I kind of like come in and whatever.
Hmm.
So I think it's just kind of shocking for people to hear me like actually like be out there and like doing things and like mingling
Spreading
because
your wings and interacting, mixing and mingling. Who are you?
girl, I don't know because the second part of my announcement to you and my being personable is what is today? Um So yesterday, actually, I met up with some people after work, um, because there's this lady that's retiring, and so they were kind of having like an after work like goodbye kind of a thing. Um, and I was invited, via like word of mouth or whatever, and I decided to go. Um,
Oh.
and so that was pretty interesting. Me being me, I am always like kind of like socially awkward. So some things were like a little, weird. And because I don't really know a lot of, I mean, I know these people, but I don't interact with them on a daily basis. So
Hmm.
me trying to like start up a conversation um, was a little challenging. And because I feel like some of the other people are also a little socially awkward. I mean, you kind of have
Mm.
to be for like, what we do.
Okay.
So it was just kind of like awkward, like all around, and like, and I don't know, at like certain times. But I mean, overall, it was nice, and I'm glad that
Hmm.
I went, so that people could kind of like start seeing my face a little more. But
Yeah.
um,
Look at you. Ah, I feel like you're really just out there and just doing stuff. But like, how is it for you with not typically being personable and when you have these conversations, like you said you're starting them, like you're making yourself initiate the
right.
conversation.
hmm I definitely tried because like I don't, as awkward as I am, I don't like sitting in like an awkward silence.
Hmm.
Um, so like sometimes like I'll try to like think of something, but like normally speaking, like I'm not one to like start conversations or really like carry the conversation. So that
Hmm.
act alone is very challenging for me personally.
Well, yeah.
Um, but
Oh, yeah.
there were even like a few times yesterday because we had like two different tables, and I was obviously at one table, and like I could see the other table, and like sometimes I would make a few comments, and I would be like, "Oh, I was like, we're the quiet table," because like we would like sometimes we would just like be sitting there like not like saying anything, and
Right.
the table over here is like all loud and like laughing and like all this kind of stuff, and I'm just kind of like, okay, so what about this, and like trying to
Oh
like
my
just
gosh.
bring out some conversation, but
You
it's
know,
definitely.
sorry, I was just thinking, like, that made me think about at Nat's wedding, and we were all at one table, but I felt like we were the loud ones at the table, and then, like, everyone else at the table was just like it was like, "If y'all are talking over there, I can't hear you on that side of the table," like and I know there was probably more mixing and mingling before, like, we came and sat down at the table and stuff, but I just felt like the majority of the table was, like, quiet, like,
Yeah.
really a lot of engagement.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I don't know. And that's a good point too cuz like when I'm with you, I feel like I'm not really like awkward and like, quiet and shy. So it's like
Mm,
it really
yeah,
depends like who I'm with is kind of like how I
that
like
company.
adapt. Yeah. I don't know, it's weird.
Sure, that makes sense. That would actually be, that leads me to a good question,
Oh.
and share if you want or not your answer. Um, but so, like, do you have, like, a typical conversation that you use in these situations? You have, like, your
No.
go-to?
Not at all. Not
It's like a
not at all.
pick-me-up line?
No, I'm not that what would the word be? I'm not that like swift, I guess, or
Okay.
suave. That's like no. I just kind of like say, whatever like pops in my head. That's
Okay, so it's just random every time.
oh
Okay, okay. Well, that's good. You're not just being, structured every time you go to talk to a new group of people.
yeah. No, I'm definitely not robotic. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, thankfully, thankfully. Damn, girl, you got me. You got me because I couldn't even give you as many great examples with how I've been working on being peaceful with
I
my
mean,
inner peace.
yeah, but I do think that you do a good job because you're very like religious, I guess, in like meditating and all those kind of things that like personally bring you peace. And we even just talked
Well,
about last week how you did salt therapy and stuff. So that's also
that's true.
good.
That's true. I mean, I can't front. I definitely had fallen off the meditation wagon. However, I've been getting back to it and I've been doing better.
Yeah.
Um, Obviously, there was a big life adjustment, so meditation as
Or hit
necessary
the
as it
back
was.
burner. Yeah.
Yeah, it hit the back real quick. But I would say over the past like week and a half, I've been doing better and getting back into my meditation. And just last week alone, really, really good. I just felt so like, I don't know, I just felt realigned and I just felt like I've been brought back to a better place and that I've just been out of alignment and didn't really realize how out of alignment I was. And now I just feel pretty good. I want, but as it's weird. Um, but yeah, I'm getting back into my peaceful realm, I would say.
Yeah.
Getting back
Good.
to it.
That's good. Yeah, because I feel like now you're at a point to where, obviously things are still kind of new every day or every so
Hmm.
often. But like
Hmm.
you're getting more into like a groove at this point, so you're able to
Definitely.
kind of adapt back to like, making sure that you're taking care of yourself too.
Very true. Thank you. I'm looking forward to what our next words will be when that time comes.
I know.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. I want to say thank you because you're not one to really share or be personable. So,
Listen, I think that when I started this time last year, I think that I have definitely grown. So,
oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. We ain't denying that one, sister. Hell yeah.
I mean, well, maybe not as much because now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like this is kind of not even like an insider thing, but like me and my boyfriend, we kind of like talk about it a lot too.
Okay.
And it just made me randomly think when we were on vacation, he was putting me to like a test, I guess you can say, to where we were sitting at a bar, like getting drinks and stuff, and he wanted me to like flag down the waiter to ask for another drink and ask whatever some drink was that he made for somebody else that like looked cool.
Hmm.
Um, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Like every time he would like walk in front of us or something, like I totally had the opportunity to like, flag him down or whatever. But
Girl.
I just couldn't do it. And my boyfriend made a good point. He's like, you wait for people to come to you. And it's true.
Mm,
Cause like if he would have like looked up at me or if he would have like checked and said, how is everything? Like
mm.
I would have used that as like the opening to like the
Yeah, your
conversation
gateway. Yeah.
I wanted to have, but I couldn't like be like scream out or like,
Just reach
be
out
like,
and
"Hey,"
touch.
because like it's literally like right in front of me. But I couldn't bring myself to do it, and he ended up having to do it because I just couldn't.
Oh my gosh. Huh. That makes sense though, because all your activities you didn't really jump into with your work stuff. People kind of approach you with it. No.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, we got
No, I
something
was
to
no
work on.
babysitter.
Still gonna keep giving you your kudos though, so we ain't gonna take
Yeah.
that away from you.
No,
You
I
keep
haven't
that.
grown completely. I got a lot of work to do, but I've
True.
making strides.
True. And it's funny because it's actually I to um art because I think about it. So what I kind of just wanted to touch base on in this episode was seasonal affective disorder, which we all call like seasonal depression or winter depression around here. And is based off of pretty much when the seasons change. And, like here in the Northeast, it's cold, from pretty much October until March through March, with random hints of warm days. That's my take on when it's cold.
Yeah.
Others can say different, but that's what I'm going to say. And, so there's winter depression. It's darker for longer. There's less sunlight. So, we need that vitamin D in that sunlight. And there's nowhere to go. This is once again, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. Once again, I don't know if you've seen it with my phone, but I had a little notification. So I don't know if it affected my screen, but
Oh no.
so it's colder. There's not much to do. There's not as much entertainment. The holidays are here. People just like to eat. Depression kind of takes over, so people do excessive eating and things like that. So I was thinking, with how you have been working on being more personable and your your job, that those are things that is really helpful at this time of year for those who do have that type of seasonal depression, um, because it gets you out and engaging with people. Because some people withdraw socially and don't want to engage outside of the house. I'm just as guilty. I'm like, "Oh, it's fine. It's cold outside. I really don't wanna have to put on a coat.
Right.
So I'll just stay in the house under my blanket and find something on
Exactly.
Netflix."
Right.
You know? It's just so much easier, but,
Mhm.
yeah, I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, "That's good that you're doing that," because it allows you to have more social interactions. Not that I think you'd be seasonally depressed, but, I joke about it all the time, like, "Oh gosh, I got winter depression. It just
Yeah.
makes me so sad. I don't like being in the cold," and
I think it just comes naturally when you live in these types of areas,
it's
like
just sad.
yeah, it might not be like extreme, but
Mhm.
like, having it be dark at like 5 o'clock, or it always like in New York anyway, I forget kind of what it is in Connecticut, but like it's always just like gray all the time. And
Yeah,
it's like it's mad
cold
weird.
and
It's like why does it
gray.
have to be gray? Like can
Yeah,
we not still have sunshine? Like, I don't know.
it's so depressing. I mean, there's really no better word because that's what it is. And
Yeah,
it's like,
it's hard.
I don't know. It kind of goes in line with what we talked about before, like the stupid fallback thing, because I like the fallback time change in the sense of, yeah, I get an extra hour of sleep. But I really hate losing this daylight. And I just wonder how different, I know I'm probably not, you know, crazy different it would be, but how different it would be if we still had a little bit like, these rates of depression that people get from the seasons changing. Like, would that be lowered?
Yeah,
I'm sure it would be, but it probably wouldn't
it
be a
would.
significant amount.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. It would be interesting if maybe one day in the future we can actually see that coming.
Well, hopefully, I know it was a thing that was kind of being voted on and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
But
I don't know.
I didn't know, because me, something new. I'm going to do my little bit of research and look up some stuff. Um,
Nope.
what do you say?
Nothing. Go ahead.
Take it on my notes, you little poop. So yes, people, I be taking notes sometimes, and that's because I just fail to remember what I need to say, as I'm sure y'all have heard on numerous episodes. Anywho, there is light therapy that can be used to aid people in this seasonal depression. So obviously, it's more of like an extreme case, um, which light therapy, from what I've seen, it helps with skin conditions. Not 1,000% sure how it's going to help people with their seasonal depression.
Yeah.
I personally would say go outside and get some fresh air as a start.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely can help, but the fact that it is cold and gray.
It it doesn't help fully, but I'm just like, oh, light therapy, UV rays, and to help you out there. Um,
Could help. Or just sit
yeah,
in front of a selfie light and you'll be all better.
sit in front of a selfie light, go get your nails done, get them dried under the UV, get the gel nails, and sit your
Exactly.
fingers under there. There's a little UV light in there as well.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Me personally, I encourage people to go towards activities. So things like board games, as old school that may seem for some people. I personally
Right.
find busting out a board game randomly out is like so much fun.
Yeah.
I don't
No, I
know.
love board games.
And I don't know if it's just because we're like kids of the 90s or something like that, but busting on a board game is always fun because it takes you away from the TV and the electronics. I mean, of course, you'll have an electronic with some music playing in the back. I'm not playing a board game in silence. I'm gonna tell you that.
Mhm.
But tunes, we're all adults now, so have a little something to drink while you're playing your board game. Maybe some candles in the background. Just like something to set like a whole vibe, like
Yeah.
something like that. Even with painting, you can paint. There's like what, like $5 canvases at like Five Below. You can get like a 2-pack or something, and paint isn't really expensive at all, honestly, like acrylic paint. Things like that, even coloring. I don't know. once again, I'm like so simple and chill with it. But you give me a and a coloring book and some music, I'm all set. But
Same.
it's like we're so tied into technology today that we don't really think of going back to things like that. So people will probably get more hemmed up on scrolling through the internet
Mhm.
this cold winter season opposed to doing something that challenges your brain or relaxes your brain in another way.
Yeah, exactly. Very true.
So, I just kind of want to throw that out there because today is cold as hell.
It really was cold today. Oh my god.
It's cold as hell. Like most of this week has been really cold. We had our, last little few warm days, but I think we're about done with
I think so
anything
too.
warm.
It's like hell. It was just warm like last week, and now it's like it's super
Right.
cold. Hate it.
Right. So I just like to bring this up as the cold weather is hitting us and sticking with us, unfortunately, through these times. So,
Yeah, I know.
uh,
But we got to think too that other people do have it worse. Like the people that live in Alaska who have like darkness for like 12 hours a day. Like I think that shit's insane.
no, that's like beyond insane. And I'm all set with that. Over here is already enough. You already know I'm trying to relocate to warm weather. So, you ain't going to find me in Alaska. I'm sorry about y'all. I can't speak for any of you in the that you live, but over here in the Northeast, I've had enough. So,
Right. Like this
y'all
is
gotta
enough,
be fed
so
up.
I can't even imagine. It's got to be insane.
Right, y'all got to be fed up. Or hey, some people may enjoy it, honestly. Some people like the darkness more, and I do too, only when I'm sleeping. That's it. And that's about that. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. So just something for people to think about and ways to get around it. Me, all about being proactive rather than reactive, right? So something we can think about, and if you live alone, get with your friends, hit up a group chat, and make arrangements for times to get together and to do those things. Or even like one of my faves, I would say, like on video games, like on PS4 is the latest one. I don't even know what the latest one is. I'm not even gonna PS1,
PS5, girl.
5, PS5. Okay, PS5. See, I'm not with it.
Jeez.
Some of
Anyways,
us
keep
go
going.
outside, but anyways,
Keep going.
on whatever game system you use, Trivial Pursuit, and there's little games like that that you can also play with, because COVID's a thing and people get sick. So those are other ways that you can kind of connect with folks, but not, you know, germs.
Yeah, no, that's true. So next time that you guys are in a funk, don't just think that you're like weird or off. You got to remember that it is winter time, and I do think that it's natural for everyone to kind of go into like a weird, like subconscious, like depressive state. So just be
Oh
mindful of
yeah,
that, and like Amanda said, find ways to kind of like bring yourself out of that because they will help draw you out of that moment. So
for
it's
sure,
important.
for sure. Thank you for summing that up for me.
Of course.
And I just want you to deliver something that's coming up.
Oh, I mean, well, all I'm going to tell you guys for right now is that we do have some exciting things in the work for you guys. Um,
I'm so done. Sorry.
I know you people. For y'all that are watching the YouTube video, my hair keeps getting stuck to the microphone, and I had to smack it out of the way. um, but no, so we are super excited. We do have some new things in the pipeline for you guys, and it kind of just came out of nowhere, and I'm really
Oh my
excited for
gosh.
it. So when we're able to let you guys know about it, you will certainly know firsthand. So wait for
Yes.
that up and coming exciting news. And in the meantime, make sure you guys don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platforms as well as our YouTube Mindset Talks podcast.
Yeah. I haven't said it any but myself. So I think that's us wrapping it up for this episode. I'm really excited to share these
Yeah.
news. And until next time.
See you guys.